Hello, my name is Alex Cuba, and you are listening to Cigar and Whiskey with Jeanette Terrio.
Hey folks, it's Nick from TDC Moncton and Cigare&Whiskey, and I've got with me a very phenomenal artist that you need to know about. His name is Alex Cuba, but he's also been known as one of the members of the Puentes brothers. But here the gentleman, dapper as he is, after a 4-hour trip from Wolfville, Nova Scotia all the way here, we have you finally in Moncton, New Brunswick, playing at the Capitol.
Yeah, what a beautiful place.
It used to be a movie theater, and you've got it all to your own with your band, which is a 3-piece band, a bassist, a drummer, and a percussionist, who mainly plays the congas, if I remember.
Yeah, congas and bongos and maracas and cowbells and all that.
Alex, since the age of 6 you've been playing guitar, but it's amazing to have you here in Canada because of everything that we hear nowadays in regards to musical styles. The melting pot becomes even more interesting, especially with your fusion of everything that you've learned since you were a child. After you came from Cuba in 1999, you were almost swept up by the musical fever that was here after arriving in Victoria, now residing in Smithers, BC. Right. Tell me, how does it make you feel when you think that you came from one country and now are living in this one?
Well, I just, base my decision of coming to live in Canada on one simple thing. I fell in love with a Canadian woman, and after spending some time in Cuba, I think we lived down there for like 2.5 years. We decided to move here, and of course I will follow her anywhere. So Canada was the destination, and it's been great ever since. I am quite content here. I've been feeling right at home since I got to Canada in 1999, and yeah, as you say, never looked back, never I didn't think twice about it. I just got here and started making music, and now I look back and it's been 18 years, so and it seems like it was last week.
Now I know you were born in 1974, and so was I, so we're about the same age.
Right.
And you have a family. You've got 3 children with Sarah.
Yes.
How would you say it makes you feel thinking that you have to be away from your family? Because it is a juggle. It is a struggle for many artists when you have a family. But you and Sarah are in this together. She manages you, and you go and do your thing. Any hard feelings or any difficulties when you think about your family or long tours?
Well, of course, and of course also over the years you kind of get, you build some resistance, right? And not only me, but also the family. My kids, all they know is that daddy is a musician, daddy travels all over the place, and he just needs to go and do his shows. We'll come back. Technology helps a lot these days. I remember the days that we didn't have FaceTime or Skype. It was even harder. But now, like I said, we built some sort of resistance. Everybody is quite comfortable with the idea that that's what I do because I love what I do. And that makes me, I think, a better father too. To really be doing what I'm doing, and I think it sets a good example for my kids. Of course, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult than others. For example, I just missed my daughter's 15th birthday.
Oh.
I was in Memphis, Tennessee, playing that night on September 14th, and I won't hide it. I won't lie to you. I was a little emotional that day, because I would have rather be home, be with her, but like I said, over the years, you build, like an army, some resistance, and it's all good. I try to have quality time when I'm back home, with my family. And when I bring them on the road, whenever it makes sense, you know, my daughter has been with me to a few places, including Hollywood Bowl when we played 2 years ago. We opened for Sheryl Crow down there, and I took it with me. You know, it was in the middle of the summer, in August, and she had a blast. You know, so things like that. I tried. Owen, my youngest, he was with me in 4 shows this summer. I took him on the road with me. We went. We did a little run of Alberta, and he was there with me. You know, so he had a good time too, and so on. You know, you find the things to do in order to bring that balance.
Now, I know that you've participated with a lot of Canadian musicians in regards to compositions, creating songs together. Nelly Furtado, for one. But you've also participated with other musicians. For you, sitting down and going through the creative process, is there anything specific that you expect, or is there anything marvelous that you take away from any of these encounters?
It's it's like everything else, you know. The more you do something, the better you become at it, you know, or at least that's supposed to be the situation, you know. I remember that first time when I did my first collaboration, you know, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how to get it going. I didn't, you know, so I just went there and got myself into it, and then we did something, and then when I made it back home or whatever, you know, I was actually quite surprised at myself, you know. It was like, wow, how did this happen, you know? And then you come to realize that it is a wonderful thing, you know, at least this is the way I see it. It is a wonderful thing to work with somebody for, you know, with the same purpose, you know. We want to write something beautiful. We want to write something awesome, something that you know, hopefully becomes unbreakable for years to come, you know. And of course, the main goal is that that person that you're working with, if it's the person that is going to record it, you want that person to be 100% comfortable, you know. So you give this person a lot of space. You try to get into this person's shoes, you know, or mind, you know, and that is actually quite the spiritual trip for me, I think, because you get to know this person really, really well, you know, and then that's where things happen, you know. Once you open yourself up to it, you know, I do the same. It becomes very special, and I've taken away from collaborations, you know, friendships for life. You know, I'm a friend now of these people, and it's amazing. You know.
Now, I know that the latest album that you released was released in 2016.
No,
2017.
17, yeah,
actually.
April.
And it was Lo Único Constante.
Absolutely,
The only constant, I think.
The one constant, yeah.
Thank you. The album, I haven't heard anything prior to the Puentes Brothers.
Okay.
So I only heard you and your brother playing on that. But you skip to a higher degree. Your musical, no, it's true. The music and the lyrics and everything. It's an album you can put on repeat and play and not worry about it. And it actually, a danceable beat. It's one of those types of albums that keeps, how can I put it? Not keeps on ticking, but it leaves a mark on one's soul and one's heart.
Oh wow! Thanks so much. So, are you saying that you heard the Puentes Brothers album?
Yes.
But then you didn't hear any of my albums until Lo Único Constante?
Yes.
This is wonderful. I like that. Well, and I'm gonna say why. It's interesting for me, and it's wonderful because if you ask Canaris, you know, what's his favorite or her favorite song or whatever from everything they've done, it's pretty. I'm pretty sure that we, you know, most of us will always mention the latest thing we've done, you know, because it's, of course, it's your new love, it's your new you know.
It is.
So there is a lot of information between the Puentes Brothers and now. So you have to go back in time and listen to, including my my Grammy winner album with self-titled, which was my third album.
The Healer, wasn't it?
No, self-titled Alex Cuba.
Ah, okay.
It won Best New Artist.
Okay.
2010, and then I won 2 more awards after that for songwriter for somebody else, and a video that we did. But in 2015, Healer, which is my previous album, previous to Lo Único Constante, won Best Singer-Songwriter album. And I think I have a special love for that album because I did 5 bilingual duets on that album with 4 Canadian singers and 1 from the US. So that album is pretty special to me. But I give all of them the same amount of love, and I only go to the studio when I'm ready for it. So
okay.
I aim at doing something better every time. For sure.
I can imagine. I know that from the Puentes brothers, the 2 favorite tracks were Timba and Trampa.
Yes.
And Loco Bailarín.
Wow. Right.
But in reality, it's just your voice. Your voice itself on Lo Único Constante is just amazing. You sing in English and in Spanish.
Thank you.
And the music is just amazing. But in regards to this album, I know that it's recent. You probably are already working on your next album, your next project.
Yeah.
And you're probably canning certain items as you go, and then when you're ready, you're going to set a date for a studio sit-in with musicians of your choosing, and possibly collaborations again. When you're at home, spending more time with the family, would you say that you actually take from your own life experience to actually help you concentrate on writing? Or do you actually escape from the family and go into your own solo space to actually write?
And say, you guys go away. I need to be away from you. I can't be here. I have to write a song. Well, no, I actually have managed to do pretty much all of it at the same time, because in the end, music is life, and I don't know. There is a way you can do things. Technology helps us these days, to be that much better, at any given time. For example, I'm getting an idea right now, and I'm just gonna grab my phone, and I'm gonna put it on the phone, voice memos, whatever, record it, and then I find a time, whether I could be on an airplane, flying somewhere, and I'm working on a song, or I could be. But there are times when of course I need to be alone, right? And what I do is I try to find the time to do that, and always benefiting the family first. When I'm home, if we have something planned to do together, of course I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna go because I want to write this song. So I always get around the family, and I think as long as you build a discipline with it, you will always find the right time to do it. And function well with your family, and sort of organize your personal time, because all the kids go to school, and when I'm home, they go to school in the morning, and if I have something to do, I do it there, so or whatever,
Okay. Now, usually musicians will have their own lives. Some are full-time. I know that you're mostly full-time, if not entirely full-time musician.
What do you mean by that?
By that I mean that's all you do. That's your job.
I am 100% music.
Okay. In most cases, musicians that I've met have full-time jobs or part-time jobs to actually help ends meet. So I'm glad that you're full-time. But in regards to personal life, would you say that you have another hobby outside of music and songwriting?
No, I don't. Outside music, it's just family. It's
Okay.
just my time with Sarah, my either watching a documentary together or
Mm.
everything else. But no, I don't have any other hobbies. I got to Canada and we got going in music right away, so I never had time to look around and say, hey, maybe I like golfing. or hey, maybe I like no, never.
No train collecting,
It,
no stamp collecting.
no, no, no. In the winter, I like getting inside a hot tub.
I can imagine.
In outside with -20 or something, and then roll on the snow and go
Really?
back. Oh yeah. And even just lay on the snow there for as long as you can. I've built, like I said, resistant
To
that
the
way
Canadian winter.
to the weather. I am very acclimatized now. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. There's nothing else I can ask. I mean, there's tons of things I could say, but if we want to buy the album, it's available on.
It's available in all of the channels where people can these days get music.
CD
iTunes,
Baby, iTunes,
Amazon. You can stream it everywhere. You can go to your if you're lucky and you still have a record store in your town,
Mm-hmm.
you can go there, and if they don't have it, they will order it because it's on national distribution.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pretty much everywhere. Or you can come to my shows, and
Even better.
I can sign it there for you after you see us playing live.
Any vinyl available for those that are vinyl enthusiasts?
Yes, 2 of my albums are printed as well on vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Actually three of my albums. Lo único constante, the latest. Healer, the one before, and Ruido en el Sistema, the one before that.
So there you go, folks. Go visit his website at
AlexCuba.com.
yeah, and you'll know more about the man, the myth, the legend, and the great Canadian. And thank you very much, Sarah Goodacre, for bringing back this national treasure. Now we have
thank
him with us, and at least in memory, if not for life.
Thank you.